forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the Vato speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
Hey, we're giving away a Lakers Cup Brian jersey to the really big nigga in the game.
Yeah, man, I bought a jersey. That bitch was too big.
I bought
a jersey. It was too big.
Autograph Honeykomb Kobe Bryant jersey to the really size.
Yeah, man, it was too big, so I had to buy another one. I had to buy another one, man.
We need a big man. Whoever the big man stopping on nigga for real in the post for real, come get it, man.
Yeah, you gotta be shooting that hoe like Kobe.
If you catching that bitch out of rebound for real, come get it.
Got it.
Come get it for real. Come get it, man. You gotta be catching that bitch out of rebound. Mama. Don't pump the
Dead way.
Honeykomb Brazy, whose real name is Nashon Jones, is locked up in the penitentiary tonight. He's serving time in the Limestone Correctional Center on a gun charge. This is his most recent prison mugshot. He's been in and out of jail or prison for most of his adult life. In May, Jones was booked in Metro for violating his probation stemming from a shootout the rapper was involved in just days before his grandparents' murder. Prosecutors say Jones posted video of the incident on social media. During Jones' probation hearing, the DA's office also showed 15 videos of Jones with drugs or guns. The defense argued those were stage props for music videos. Jones, who was on probation for being a felon in possession of a gun, had served 18 months of a 15-year sentence. A judge revoked his probation and sent him back to prison to serve the rest of his 15-year sentence. The 26-year-old has been booked into Metro 12 times since 2010, when he was just 15 years old.
A crime alert tonight. Terrifying moments for people on Clark Street in Mobile as they wake up to gunfire in the middle of the night.
NBC 15's Andrea Ramey obtained the surveillance footage there that captured the sound of those shots. Andrea, you've learned this shooting may be connected to Mobile rapper Honeykomb Brazy.
Yeah, that's right. You may recall that homicide detectives are currently investigating the deaths of his grandparents that happened back in February.
Homicide in Mobile's Happy Hill community in February 2021 is starting to come into focus. Patrick Lewis is the first of 4 defendants to face a judge.
Did you kill Tony and Leila Lewis?
Detective Julius Nettles testified that Lewis and co-defendant Terrence Watkins fired multiple times into the house. He testified that Watkins was angry over a Facebook post by Mobile-born rapper MOBB Peasy. Mobile County Assistant District Attorney Lewis Walker says that Watkins couldn't get to Peasy or Honeykomb Brazy, who's on the same record label. So in the words of the detective, Watkins plotted to, quote, execute Honeykomb's grandparents.
Now the rapper's mother believes that she was the target of last night's shooting.
In this surveillance footage NBC 15 News obtained, you hear 5 shots fired on Clark Street at 2 in the morning.
They came back.
They keep shooting up your home.
And I don't even live here because I had to leave because of that, but them fresh bullets.
Tanisha Jones believes her home was the target. She wasn't home when the shots were fired, but had been at the home yesterday and believes people saw her there.
They shot it up again. I can tell. I came here yesterday.
And those weren't there yesterday?
Not this glass, none of that.
A family 3 doors down woke when 2 bullets came into their home overnight. They declined to talk on camera. Jones says this isn't the first time her home's been shot.
And how many times do you think your home has been shot at?
For sure, I know it's 3, but now I know it's 4 times.
Why do they keep targeting you?
I don't. Because they want my son, Nashon Jones, dead.
Her son, Nashon Jones, a local rapper, is also known as Honeykomb Brazy. He's currently in Metro jail accused of violating his probation. He was arrested back in 2016 on gun charges. In February, Nashon's grandparents, Tanisha's parents, were killed in a mysterious shooting and fire. Mobile police can't confirm the overnight shooting is in any way connected to any other investigation. Tanisha's heart may be broken and her home riddled with bullets. She's living now only on the hope The shooting stopped before she loses another loved one.
I'm kind of like shaky, I'm kind of like nervous, I'm kind of like upset, and I lost everything.
Other homes have been shot into this week. We're going to map that out for you, where those occurred, coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, and ask Mobile police if they think those shootings are connected. Reporting live in Mobile tonight, Andrea Ramey, NBC 15 News.
Yo, shit got Popalot. Whole lot of mob shit going on. We on I-20. We about to pull into Alabama. Y'all meet us in Mobile. Y'all see what's going on around here. Play if you want to. Now, I ain't gonna waste no time, as I believe that most of you familiar to this channel would be familiar with the person that we are covering. And most of that is probably due to his affiliations or the street shit, probably more than what they should know him for, which is being an up-and-coming rapper. But like a lot of his peers, it seems like the problems will cross over to their careers. I almost want to call Honeykomb Brazy the prototypical rapper. Now, don't get me wrong, as far as skill set, I think that Honeykomb Brazy is better than a lot of the rappers in the game. And I would call him prototypical, because though we see a lot of rappers face legal troubles, some of the biggest stars like NBA Youngboy, I would even mention Kodak Black, but I don't think those two artists or any other artist in the game has been more affected by their street life getting in the way of their career more than Honeykomb Brazy, unless they dead. Now, with Honeykomb Brazy being right around 28 years old, he pretty much been getting into it with the law for about half his life. Now, the first evidence that you see of this is an article posted in December of 2011 on AL.com titled "Mobile Police Arrest Teenager in Shooting." For those familiar with Honeykomb Brazy, they might have heard about a widely publicized event in his family that he would speak on in various interviews. Though he doesn't really go into all the details, it pretty much plays out like a situation where he would end up shooting his own cousin over a debt that was owed to his father. And just those two charges that I spoke on early on will cost Honeykomb Brazy 8 years of his life, as he would serve about 4 years for each crime. He would be freed from those charges in 2016, and that would be the year that pretty much changed his life forever. Now, not exactly sure how long after his release, but he would find himself in that situation that would essentially change his life, where he would be in the apartment of a female who apparently was the girlfriend of either one of Honeykomb Brazy's childhood friends, an associate, or just somebody he knew from the neighborhood by the name of Stank. The two men would end up in a deadly altercation that would end up with Honeykomb Brazy taking Stank's life. He would end up fighting that murder charge for about a year, and it would eventually be dropped. Though he would be free from the charges from the state, that murder would come back to haunt him. And not long after his release, online video was surfaced of him with several friends in a Jeep, where right in the middle of the video, you could see Honeykomb Brazy's eyes trying to hone in on something. And then all you hear is shots being fired that would end up with Honeykomb Brazy being shot multiple times. One time in the head, with doctors telling him he would not have the ability to walk again. Now, and only what I would call the graces of Allah, God, and Buddha, he would make a miraculous recovery in a matter of months. And the next 2 years would prove to be extremely vital for him, as he was able to remain free from incarceration. With all the problems he had faced in the streets, and I'm sure a lot of stuff to talk about, he started to take music seriously. But that situation from 2016 will come back to roost and not only put his music career, but his life and apparently his family's life in jeopardy. And in the act that the state of Alabama will call a justifiable homicide, one of the biggest kingpins that Alabama has ever seen, and according to Honeykomb Brazy, an alleged government informant by the name of Darian Dede Southall, would look at it as the first shot fired in a war, as it would come out that the man Honeykomb Brazy had killed in that apartment that day was a family member that some people rumored to be the nephew of Dede. Honeykomb Brazy would make a social media post almost explaining the situation, saying, "One of the biggest rats in my city got bricks on my head." Somehow in the middle of all that beef, Honeykomb Brazy was able to focus on his craft enough to where he would end up inking a deal with Jay Prince and Popalot. He would drop a 7-minute freestyle on his YouTube channel on June 8th, 2018, that would go viral, amassing over 70 million views and essentially making him one of those hip-hop artists that you wanted to look out for. But I don't think it's the crazy freestyle. I don't think it's the interviews talking about where he shot his cousin. I don't even think it's the beef with the Kingpin that put his name on the radar more than the event that happened involving his grandparents, Tony and Leila Lewis, on February 18, 2021. The elderly couple would be at their Happy Hills home when they would be bombarded with gunfire, pretty much engulfing the entire house in flames. At first, it would be reported that the house would be shot up and then set on fire, but evidence would eventually show that during the course of a shootout, an oxygen tank in the house would be hit, and that would be the cause of the blaze that killed Tony and Leila Lewis. Now, just as the feds was closing in on Darian Dede Southall for running a $24 million drug enterprise, they would also connect him and 3 other men to the Happy Hills murder of Honeykomb Brazy's grandparents. But before Honeykomb Brazy could almost even contemplate his biggest op being taken off the streets or even mourn his grandparents being killed, he would find himself in legal troubles when video would emerge of him and several guys getting into a shootout with another group. Authorities would essentially use that video as well as 15 other photos and videos showing Honeykomb Brazy with drugs and firearms that his defense team would try to say were props. His parole would be violated and he would be forced to serve a 15-year sentence from one of his prior charges. But with more than 1,200 days of good time, it looks like his scheduled release date is going to be in September of 2024. So y'all checking for Honeykomb when he get out? More recently online, he was rumored to be at it with Finesse 2 times and even said to quit rap. But I'm going to say it'd probably be good to hear what he got to say when he get out. Y'all make sure y'all hit the red subscribe and the bell right under this video so y'all know when this real Trill Spill shit is dropping. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all run it up. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all get down there, let me know what cities we need to go to, what stories we need to talk about, what gangsters we miss, what I got wrong, all of that. And y'all make sure y'all tap in directly. Instagram, Twitter, POP_A_LOT. We gonna be back with the real. It's your guy Pop. Whole lot of mob shit going on.